Okay, hi guys. This is FRQ number one. So let me explain about number one. I think a lot of you got the letter A and B right, but then we had some issue with the letter C. So let me go over the A. So we are given A, the dy over dx. We know this is a differential equation. So we are given the initial condition f of 0 is a 2. So write an equation of the tangent line at x equals 0 and then use it to approximate f of 0, comma 5. So we know this one is a typical like a differential equation problem, right? So in order to find that equation of a tangent line, we need a y minus y1 m times x minus x1. Since we are given f of 0 equals 2, so we know x1 is a 0 and y1 is a 2. And slope, you can just plug in 10 minus 2y, and then y is a 2, so which gives just 6, right? So slope is a 6, x1 0, y1 is a 2, so plug in. So y minus 2 equals 6 times x minus 0. Simplify. So we have y equal to 6x and plus 2. Okay, but we are not done yet. So this is at y equals f of x. So we're going to use it to approximate f of 0, 5. So plug in 0, 5. So which is a, so f of 0, 0.5 is a 6 times 0.5 plus 2. So which is a 5. So answer is a 5. So A was a 2 points. Now the next one, B, find out the second prime. And then we have to determine if it's a concave up or concave down. So we know the concave up. We know this one is a second prime. So second prime greater than 0. Concave up, happy face. Concave down. Second prime is a negative. So we know that is a sad face. Okay. So how we can find out the second prime? Since we are given the y prime, which is a dy over dx, we can just take the derivative of that in terms of x. All right, so d second of y over dx squared. So we know derivative of 10 is a 0. Well, technically, we got to multiply by dx over dx, which is a 1, but 0 times 1 is a 0. And this one is implicit. We have to take the derivative of that in terms of x, which is a negative 2. A lot of your answer was negative 2. Oh, this is a less than 0. So we know this one is a concave down because the second prime is a less than 0, which is wrong, right? Your explanation was right because a second prime is a negative, but a lot of you missed the multiplying by dy over dx. So negative 2 times dy over dx is right there. So you'll have to plug in dy over dx, which is a 10 minus 2y, which gives us negative 20 plus 4y. And then we got to plug in what? Y equals 2. So now plug in negative 20 and plus 8, because 4 times 2 is 8, which gives us negative 12 less than 0. So we know this one is a concave down. The reason, because a second prime is a less than 0. You have to explain it. But the answer is supposed to be negative 12, not negative 2, because you're going to multiply by dy over dx. All right. Now, C, particular solution. We know this one is a worth of 4 or 5 points. But the number one step was a separation of variable. A lot of you made a mistake. Here, dy over dx is a 10 minus 2y. And then what you did, just watch this. A lot of you did this. And then dx. So think about it. This is wrong because this is a subtraction. So which means that you cannot separate 10 and negative 2y. So think about it. This one, isn't it 10 if you cross multiply? So dy over dx and 10 times negative 2y. So this one gives a multiplication, but this one is a subtraction. So this is not equal to that. All right. So then you'll wonder, okay, what are we going to do? So this is a one factor because you cannot separate 10 and 2y because this is not the multiplication or division. This is a subtraction. So you cannot separate these two. So this is a whole pair. It's just one pair, okay? So which means this one is a times 1. Now, when you separate the variable, since this one has a variable y, you have to put that in the bottom and a 1 times a dx. This is a correct separation of variable. Got it? So this is wrong. All right. Now, so this is a 1 point. separation of variable. And then we're going to take the integral. So take the integral. Okay, we know this one is a u, right? So u is a 10 minus 2y. We know the du is a negative 2 times the dy. So we know the dy is a du over minus 2. Everybody's okay? We know this one is a linear. So we know this one is a 1 over u times du over negative 2. So let me just rewrite it. We know if you rewrite it in terms of y, that gives us 1 over u times du over negative 2. Now 1 over u, this one is linear. So we have a negative 1/2 ln of absolute value of u, but then we have to u back in, which is a 10 minus 2y equal to integral 1 times the dx in terms of x, antiderivative of 1 in terms of x. We know that is a x plus c. Everybody's okay? All right. Now, since we got the particular solution, f of 0 equals 2, so I'm going to find out the initial condition. So I'm going to plug in 0 for x and 2 for y. So negative 1/2 ln of absolute value of 10 minus 4 equals 0 plus c, which is a c. So which is a negative 1/2 times ln of 6. So this is my c. So after we find out the c, what we got to do, we have to see back in. So let me see back in here. So negative 1/2 ln of absolute value of 10 minus 2y equal to x and minus 1/2 ln of 6. Okay, so before we raise to e, I just want to multiply everything by negative 2 to get rid of a coefficient. So which is a ln of absolute value of 10 minus 2y. That is a negative 2x. And plus, isn't it ln of 6? Everybody's okay? All right, now I'm going to raise to e. If you raise to e, what happens is you can just cancel them out. So 10 minus 2y, that is equal to e to the minus 2x, and plus ln of 6, or multiply by e to the ln of 6. So e to the ln of 6 can be canceled out. So which is a 10 minus 2y equal to 6 times e to the minus 2x. That is okay? All right, now I want to get rid of this, okay? All right, so I just want to get rid of absolute value sign, but technically this one is a plus or minus c, but then we already got the c, which is a positive 6. So 10 minus 2y equal to 6 times e to the negative 2x. And then I want to add a 10 on each side, negative 2y equal to 6 times e to the minus 2x plus 10. Oh, subtract. I'm sorry, subtract. And then we're going to divide everything by negative 2. So y equal to negative 3 e to the minus 2x and plus 5. So this is a particular solution. Okay. Again, without separation of variable, without correct separation of variable, even though you got the c and the answer, even though you solve for y, you're going to get 0. So please be careful with the first step, separation of variable. Okay, now, so once you find out the y, the d is so easy because x is approaching to the infinity. So limit x approaching to the infinity, we have a negative 3e to the minus 2x and plus 5. Okay, now x approaching to the infinity, this one is e to the negative infinity. So 1 over e to the infinity, 1 over infinity approaching to the 0, 0 times negative 3, 0. So the limit is a 5.